everybody. If you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and the wee bell icon for new notifications on latest videos that are coming up. I hope you enjoy. So for today's video, I actually want to talk about why I started YouTube. For the last, I would say 11 years, 12 years maybe, I felt very lost and very excluded. I always feel like I don't fit in anywhere. I've always felt like that. Like, this is literally all the time, and the only group of people that I ever felt like I was like 100% in with would be my family. I remember in primary school, birthday party throwing, which I was the only girl that wasn't invited to this party, and I know it was a long time ago, and I have got over it, but at the time it hurt, and still to this day I feel like I'm not really completely wanted to go places. I feel like people only invite me because they have to, or they want Stevie there, maybe they don't want me there. That's just the impression I get, and this isn't aimed towards anybody in particular, it's just how I feel on the inside. I remember going to the youth club and being made fun of for the way I looked. Like, I was just an average weight. I was quite sporty and athletic. Like, I just would have ran and done anything any other child would have done. But I always felt overweight compared to other children. I was made fun of for the shape of my ears. I was made fun of for the colour of my skin because I was so pale. I was made fun of, sort of thing. I remember wearing a pair of they were actually Mickey Mouse willy boots into P3. It was snowing and we had no car, so we obviously walked to school. But I was made fun of for those wellies. I think every child through their life goes through some sort of bullying to an extent, like there's something going to be said. Say most people have heard that, and I'm not trying to have a pity party. It's not what this is about. This is just what I'm explaining of how things get to where they've gotten. Fast forward to secondary school. I remember being called Wednesday Addams. At the time, I started to take this approach on things. I looked at it like it was sort of not a negative thing. I was only in second year. Fifth and sixth forms were actually saying this to me and calling me these sort of names. So as you can see, with them sort of things said to you, it's going to take an impact on you, and it's going to make you feel less about yourself. Your self-esteem just dips and dips and dips. I always try to fit in with others. I've only realised in the last few months that I completely accept who I am. And for a long time I fought that and said to myself, no, you need to be like this or you need to be like that. I had a few close friends. I can truly say they are such good people, but it's my self-esteem that makes me feel that I don't belong. And that's very, very hard to manage, and it's very hard to accept when you're constantly beating yourself up about your appearance and your personality, and when you want to be you feel that you can't. Fast forward until about age 21 or so, and I remember my mood swings were shockingly bad. I was freaking out all the time. I was really irritable. I was just not happy, and it wasn't at anybody in particular, it was myself. So I went to the doctors and explained to them that how I was feeling. I felt that I was going insane. I was put on medication to treat depression, which didn't work at the time. It made me very, very ill. I pitied everybody in my path because I felt as I turned on the only people that did support me. I started to shut myself off from people I didn't want to know. I started to put weight on due to other medication for my endometriosis, which was undiagnosed at the time. All them sorts of things, because I had makeup on or my hair looked done. Just because I looked okay, it didn't mean I felt okay. I wasn't okay. Please excuse the dog crying. He's trying to get comfortable in his bed and he cries like he's being murdered, but he's not. Yep. Are you okay? In between sort of that 16 age and now, which is 10 years, I found a lot of YouTubers along the way, and I related to them, and I felt that they were the people that I fit in with. One of the first ones was Shane Dawson. I've watched Shane from literally day one, and I have a lot of respect for him. He's one of the reasons that I started YouTube. Then I found Jenna Marbles. Jenna has sort of the same personality as me. I remember the first time I actually started YouTube, I must have been, you know, I think it was maybe around 21, 22. Whenever I put the video on, people were writing and saying, "Well, you look Jenna Marbles," but I was like, no, we have the same personalities. And when I first watched her, I couldn't believe it. She literally just was me on screen, sort of thing. But I remember that I got a lot of joy out of her videos, and it kind of shut that negative energy out. And I always felt after their videos, I always felt energized, and I felt motivated to actually do things and complete tasks. There was PewDiePie that helped me through the dark days. There was Smosh, and I remember actually having them on my Bebo channel. Like, I was only about 14, 15, and like, I remember at the time, like, they didn't have that many views, and I was there from the start, so like, that's something I'm really, really proud about. Then I found Graveyard Girl, and she had the same like hobbies and interests as me. And when she posted her video on her like depression and anxiety, I completely related yet again. These people inspired me. I remember at the time thinking, I could do that too. I could maybe help others. It's something that I get a lot of joy out of. If I thought that I could listen to somebody and help them, like I would feel so good for that. So I started YouTube. I felt that I wasn't good enough and it was embarrassing, and I just pulled the plug, decided not to do it. Got down into a really bad depression, low slump yet again, never told anybody I had the YouTube channel, all them sorts of things. Then I started YouTube for the second time in about 2014, tried it again, and ended up deleting it because I didn't like the way I looked in videos, all them sorts of things. And I'm sure all YouTubers at some point have felt that way. I know Shane has body dysmorphia, so he's constantly feeling crap about the way he looks. As I've said, I was like an average sized child, and I still felt like that, and I was actually even made fun of in my earlier years because I was too thin. I was actually shamed for being thin, which is not acceptable. Same, it doesn't matter what weight you are, you should not be shamed for it. The part that annoys me is, why do people feel that they need to say things like that? Like, it's not necessary, like it's not going to make their day better. My inspiration was said YouTubers. See, my husband, he prompted me on to, he inspired me to actually do it. He was like, you need to do this, it's something you need to do. Because of my condition, it's quite hard for me to actually get a day every day where I'm going to feel good to do things, and this is something I take a lot of pride and joy in. I don't have to move about and hurt myself. I can just sit here and talk to the camera, which I really enjoy doing. This time I'm going to stick at it. I'm going to make sure that I put up videos, and even if they're not good, I'm just going to keep doing it because I feel that it's going to help me mentally, and if it helps other people, I'm happy. Like, if I'd done really well, which I would love, I would love to do so well and to help inspire others. Like, it's not the money part of it for me. I would love to meet all them YouTubers, shake their hand and tell them that you have literally pulled me out of the biggest hole. Every morning I wake up, I put on YouTube to start my day. Anytime I need inspiration for any reason, I go onto YouTube, and I rotate through all these people, and I found so many people. Like, I found Shane Dawson, Jenna Marbles, Graveyard Girl, Our Tiny Tribe as well. Like, I love them, and they're all different in their own ways, but I relate to each one of them. But I would love to shake their hands and just thank them for more or less saving me, along with my husband, but he already knows, and he'll just love this because his head will just go poof. Even though you're just talking to a camera and you don't know who's going to be watching it, like, personally I can tell you, you all have helped me, and I can't thank you all enough. I've had probably one of the worst years of my life so far. It's been pretty bad. I tried to do all these things to clear my mind, and I couldn't do it, and the only thing it ever seems to do is YouTube. I can just go onto it and it's just completely different. I can forget about things, I can just relax and watch all my favourite people. Most of my videos are going to be upbeat. This is just something I wanted to talk about. If any YouTubers ever someday ever see this, that I'm dedicating this video to them. I'm so glad that I'm doing this now, and it still makes me so nervous to do these videos, but I'm just going to push through, do them, and hope for the best. I'm going to wrap up this video, but I will promise I'll put on a more fun and exciting one in a couple of days' time. But I just wanted to put it out there that I'm going to stay here for a while. Please be kind to other people. Like, I cannot stress that enough. Do not make fun of people. That is not on. Don't do it. Like, it does impact people, and it's impacted me personally. And I'm not the only one. Literally everybody has some insecurity because of something that's happened, like literally from their childhood. Be kind, creepers. I can't stress that enough. And until then, I will see you in the next video. Bye.